So I bought this the other day as recommended and shown to me by Chantel at Darkest Raven Design. I went down as soon as she told me about this. I went down and got this because I am a massive fan of the Francheville paper and I needed to try this. Plus it's A3 and I can cut this up and, you know, make as many bits of paper as possible. So yeah, it's got the 12 sheets. It's 250 GSM. Yes, you know how much I love paper. So today's illustration is going to be a piece that just came to me one night. I started to sketch a little bit of the idea of it. And what I really wanted to do with this piece is make it a black and white piece. I'm going to be using my drawing ink, and then I'm going to make some accent colors in the piece. Probably, I don't know what color I'm going to use yet. I don't know. So yeah, so this is just going to be a black and white piece with a colored piece in it. And I'm going to be using my drawing inks, where I need to go locate my drawing ink, to be honest with you. So yeah, let's get drawing. I really love black and white pieces, and I honestly can't wait until Inktober comes back around again, because I'm just honestly looking forward to just doing a basically 95% or 99% black and white piece with just an accent sort of color in it, and that's what I'm going to do this year. So there's a little bit of insight for you for what I'm going to do this, you know, little sneak peek into what I'm going to do for Inktober this year. So this is the first time I'm trying this Francheville paper, the 250G one. I must admit, it's not as good as the 300 GSM Australian made Francheville one that you get in the pad, the A4 pad. It's not as good as that, but it's still good paper to draw on. You can lay a watercolor on it. It doesn't buckle, which is actually really good. Like it does a little tiny bit of a warp, but it really doesn't just buckle and crumple, and that's what I really like about it. So it's quite cheap. It's like $9 for this A3 size, and you can just get, like, if you do cut it up in half, you'll get 24 A4 sizes, but I'm going to use it as a combination of just doing different sizes. So I'm going to be cutting it up, doing different things with it, and that's what I like. And I'm definitely going to be going and buying some more of this. So it's definitely good paper, and if you want a cheaper alternative to like even just the medium grade or the professional grade, if you can't afford it and you've got a bit of a budget, I recommend this. I just don't know if you can get it anywhere else in the world. I've only ever seen it on Australian websites, and I can't find it on Amazon. If you can find it on Amazon, let me know. But I haven't been able to. So yeah, no, it's good paper. It's taken the ink very well, and it's taken the watercolor quite well as well. So it's very, very good. So as you can see, I've got a sketch that I did up originally for this piece, and like always, the sketch that I did in my sketchbook looks 10 times better than the final result in my final result. So there's like no surprise there, because that's what happens all the time without fail. And I decided to sketch it out because it's going to be black and white with a little bit of an accent color. I got my black and white, I got my black Prismacolor color erase pencil out and started sketching. Sketching with that pencil. So yeah, I'm really, once again, just keep it a little bit updated. I really enjoy using the colour erasers because I have noticed with the pieces that I do, because it does sort of lift when you put watercolour over or water over the top of it, it sort of blends in with what you're doing. Really like it, and that's why I've been sort of matching the colour erasers with the colours of the pieces that I'm going to be doing, so it just sort of blends in and gives like a bit of a different sort of look, and yeah, it gives it like you could sort of see a little bit of the sketch underneath, and I sort of like that sort of rustic, rough sort of look in my work. So yeah, so this girl, I've been drawing a lot of girls lately. Sorry if you're not one for girl drawings, but I promise I will stop. I'm just trying. I'm on a bit of a roll at the moment, and I just really want to sort of experiment with female anatomy, as I've said in my last videos. So that's what I'm doing. And this particular one, I call her the Fallen Angel. So the story behind this piece is she's come to Earth, and what's here on Earth is not gelling with her genetic makeup and her whatever she is. So Earth's basically killing her. It's toxic for her. So that's why she's got all the veins coming through her skin. Her hands are turning black because she's just slowly rotting and dying, and half her torso, well, half her body is already gone, which is the bottom half. You can just see a bit of spine and a bit of just icky stuff hanging off her spine and that. So yeah, she's just deteriorating in our atmosphere, and everything that's on this earth is not agreeing with her, and she is dying. And once again, trypophobia warning to those of you who don't like holes in skin. I have holes in the side of her head, so just a warning. So I busted out my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens that I got in a scrawler box. I've been really wanting to use these again, and I think, another spoiler alert, I think I'm going to use these for Inktober this year to do all the pieces with. So I do really like these pens. They're pretty good, and they're very, very waterproof, which is what I love. So they're very similar to the Pigma Microns, but I must admit the tips feel better than the Pigma Microns. So they are a really good pen. I don't know how much they are. I haven't looked up the prices, but I have been told that they are quite expensive. So I haven't been game to look them up, because I'll probably get very depressed because I'm all about being as cheap as possible, but still having a lot of quality in the art that I do as well. Because I don't sell my pieces, I don't do anything. So the only thing I want to do is be able to make art, but I don't want it to look trashy or cheap and disgusting. So I have a budget, but I still don't stoop to the absolute cheap of the cheap supplies, because I still want a nice look. But yeah, I am basically doing my art on a budget as best that I can, without compromising quality as much as I can as well. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, it's these pens are good, and yeah, they're just a really nice pen. So her hands, yeah, I could have done better. I did have a bit of a struggle there with her hands, especially the pinky on her right. It looks like it's broken or something's been added on. once again, don't look at it because once I actually do the black ink on the ends of her fingers, you can't see it. It just magically goes away, which is, oh, thank God for that, because yeah, that was a little bit of a shit move that I done. And I in the sketching process, it didn't look too bad, but as soon as I went over it with the fine liner, it really highlighted how shit that pinky is. So yeah, just don't look at it. Just don't. I told you not to look. So yeah, I just, like I said, I go over it. It's magically disappears in the end. I do want to do a lot more of these black and white pieces, because I have said in other videos that, like, honestly, doing black and white pieces definitely makes me a lot happier, probably at my happiest, more than actually doing colored pieces. Like, I enjoy doing colored pieces, there's no two ways about that, and that's why I just do colored pieces. But there's just nothing better than getting back to just black and white and grey tones through a piece. It's just, there's just something about it that always just makes me happy, and I just love it. So I had to revisit getting the tonal values right with all the different shades of black. So I really had to touch base with that again and get reacquainted, because when I was doing Inktober, it was extremely, it became second nature to mix up the colors and get the different variations. But yeah, it was, I sort of got a little bit scared as soon as I laid the colours down on her shirt, that I was worried that the hands and that were going to blend in. So I decided to darken the hands as I was going to anyway, but then blotch the wings, have the blotchiness effect on the wings, and sort of try and break it up as best I could. And I revisited the Viviva watercolor pad. As you guys know, I have a love-hate relationship with this watercolor pad, because I've got no issues with the quality and the pigment, because they're absolutely beautiful in that respect. But one thing I hate about these colors, these watercolors, and you will see when we get to closer to the end of this piece, is it doesn't matter how dry they are, if you go over it or go near it with other watercolor, or in this case the ink, trying to go and get some different tones in the red, it bleeds. Like, it's shocking. It just bleeds everywhere. And you'll see when I shade the side of her face, it's dry, but it bleeds, and it bleeds all over her face, and even her lips bleed up on the top of her, below her nose. So I was a little bit shitted off with that, and that's why I have been avoiding using these again. But I've just got to sort of work out a way to use them, and that's all I've got to do, is they've got to be used in a certain way that doesn't upset them. So that's what I'm going to have to do. But yeah, it was really good to use the red. Like, I really wanted to use red, and I'm happy I chose red. I was going to revisit purple again. I wasn't going to do blue, because I just done a blue piece and a green piece. So yeah, I was going to revisit purple, but I decided to do something completely different and go down the red route, because I absolutely love red and black together. Like, it's so nice. It's just a really nice looking, like, it's a nice looking piece when you got those two. And the other one, like, as much as I hate pink, I do think that, like, hot pink and black look awesome. So I was going to even consider doing her hair a hot pink, but no, I settled with red. So I'm actually not too upset with the hair. I don't mind it. Her hair turned out better than I thought it was going to. It was a little bit of a hot mess there in the beginning, but once I put the black tones through it and then put the white gel pen on, I think it definitely helped. And yeah, that is my finished piece of the fallen angel who is dying because she's on Earth and it does not agree with her. So hopefully you enjoyed this piece, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.